So anyway, wanting to know more about humans and how they think and reason, I'm using old language. I'd call a 6-year-old boy or girl and say, draw a picture of a human being. At 6, this is generally what I got. Not exactly like this, but something like this. I'm sure you've seen that. Then I would ask them to, is there anything you can add to that picture? And they would add something like this. Then I'd say, and then I'd ask, is there anything else you can add? And they draw a circle with lines coming out of it. And that would be as far as I'd go with them to check the uniformity of response. It's very uniform, because I've seen it. Sure, most of you have seen that. It's not telepathy. And the teacher would give them a crayon, and they'd color it. And the teacher would hang it up, and I would try to stop the teacher from hanging it up. She said, well, they're children, they made these drawings, and just want to hang them up, show what they're doing. So I said, why don't you hang up K-A-T? They spells cat with a K. So then we'd lose communication. So I said, this is not right. If you hang that up, you freeze the kid at that level. So I called the kid over, and I say, how does this guy get in that door? I asked the kid, and the kid says right away, I made him too big. I said, does the guy eat anything? Looks like he never ate anything in his life. So right away, the kid would add math, not very good. You know, kind of like that. He'd add math to the drawing. And I say to the kid, these are the way most children draw. I said, how would you like to be able to draw like an adult right away? Good drawings. He says, I'm only 6 years old. I said, don't worry about that. Because artists don't know how to communicate. He said, I guess I've been drawing for years. It's kind of a gift or talent. All those words, gifted, talent, they're all bullshit words. Like instinct is a bullshit word. How does it work? Where does it come from? The artist doesn't know precisely how to tell people how to draw. So I say to the kid, do you know a little bit about the alphabet? They say yes. Do you know what the letter T looks like? Yes. If they know that, I have them draw a, you can take these home with you if you want to. I have them draw a big T, like that. And I make sure that the top of the T doesn't lean this way or that way. I tell them, I don't use terms like right angles. I say these are distorted T's. This is, and they usually pick this one. Once they draw the T, I say, do you know what an almond is? The kid says, those kids that do, most of them do. I say, I draw 3 things. Which looks like an almond? This, or this. They usually pick this. And I say, you draw 1 almond here, very light, and an almond on the side of that, and 1 touching it here. Then erase the middle almond. 1 almond above, you draw a half round. I'll work upside down. What's this? The kid said, that's a letter V. What's this? It's a V upside down. Well, whatever this distance is, from here to here, you draw a V upside down. What's this? The kid says, that looks like a lot of birds. He's flying. You draw a flying birdie 1 peach pit down, with the wings no greater than the center of the peach pit. Connect another bird to that and a half round beneath that. And what's this? The kid says, that's a heart. You draw half a heart from the top of the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose. Anyway, the kid moves from that crap over to this. In other words, you use a different way. You use whatever language you have to use. And I can teach anyone to draw in less than 20 minutes the basics of drawing. It's not an inborn gift. The artist has something in mind when he sits down. He doesn't know what it is. It's like asking a normal person, when did you learn to speak? He says, Saturday morning, February. No, first he went da 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 da. And then maybe some guy he banged his knee and went, huh. Banged his elbow and went, and he ate some, And language is an extrapolation of noises made over a long period of time. Nobody sat down and says, I got to invent a way to communicate. That may work today, but nobody invents anything. I also asked Osceola's great-grandson where the bow and arrow came from. He said his grandfather's grandfather told him that the Indians used to cut a bear skin. It was a bad drawing of a bear skin. And they put it out in the sun to dry after they skinned the bear. And when they came back, it was half the size, and that bothered them. So they built a frame around that bear skin, and they tied leather strips to it to keep it from shrinking too much. So anybody can't see that? Okay. Well, when you cut the leather strips, they use natural glass called obsidian, and they cut the strips. But when you cut a strip of leather, that too shrinks. It becomes about half the size and 3 times as fat. And that bothered them, bothered the Indians. So the Indians tied that strip of leather to a piece of wood, any piece of wood they could grab. And if it was thick enough, it didn't shrink as much. But if it was too thin, they had the bow. I don't know if you understand that. The bow is the result of shrinking leather and a branch thin enough not to support that. So the branch is pulled by the shrinking leather. And the first Indian picked it went bang, and made a smaller one, bing, the heart. So nobody ever sat down and invented the bow and arrow. The schools are scattered ass backward. They show you great inventors, Edison invented the electric light. They don't tell you all the people who went before that. They tell you Leonardo da Vinci was ahead of his time. But they don't tell you the people he associated with talked of gears and levers, and they never show you that. So it puts a mystery. It puts a mystery around invention. They think certain people are naturally gifted. Some are lazy, some are productive. All that's bullshit. It isn't so. I'm looking for my glass of water.
It's here, we moved it.
Blue one.
Thank you.
The only blue one.
Am I going too fast for you?